What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you another update on Transformers Rise, a title that essentially feels like a fever dream, because outside of a few insider leaks and file documents, it seems like this project was fake or would never see the light of day on store shelves. For obvious reasons, fans have been taking any new updates they get with this with a small pinch of salt, but all that is about to change, because we have some groundbreaking news to go over, so stay tuned. Now before we get started on the video, I gotta give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. As a successful YouTube user, I often get questions asking what I use to get my videos tons of views, and the answer to that is TubeBuddy. This thing has helped me take my channel to the next level in ways I never imagined. It's a browser extension that helps new and experienced YouTubers grow fast and optimize their channels. I've been using this extension for years and it's constantly getting updated with new features, like the SEO tool that helps me come up with the perfect title, description, and tags to get more people to click on my videos. It even provides you with analytics beside your videos to see how much traffic your video is generating from various social media sites. The extension is absolutely free, but as a special offer, we're giving a 50% discount for channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers that purchase the Pro upgrade. All you have to do is enter in the code RisingStarBuddy. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or taking your content to the next level, download the extension now. You can do so by clicking on this link that'll be provided in the description of this video. So yeah guys, about that Transformers Rise. This game has been in development purgatory for what feels like eons. We're talking a Cybertronian life cycle. Like whenever I talk about this game, I feel like that one guy that's still preaching about how he saw Bigfoot, but it sounds like I'm repeating myself. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, all of the leaks and documents were there, but most of the evidence we got only corroborated theories that this game would never be released, because there are some controversial entities attached to it. For the longest time, it seemed like the franchise owner Hasbro had ultimately given up on trying to publish another noteworthy game on the level of Fall of Cybertron. It's officially been 10 years since we've had such a critically received TF game such as that one. The rest have been cash grab mobile games. So yeah, it seemed like we weren't gonna get any serious Transformers games anytime soon. Top of that, onto some of the murmurings revolving around a company called Tencent. Apparently this company has been buying out any and every developer, and the company associated with TF Rise was one of them. There have just been so many things that expose the big black cloud this game has over it. On top of that, we're still a bit apprehensive that it'll actually be good if we even get it, because based off of its name, it seems to be a movie tie-in game. But all those worries can be put to rest, because apparently someone leaked the actual cutscenes of the game momentarily before Hasbro went on a deleting spree. YouTuber DPZ Luna uploaded a video to their channel showcasing what they claim are 2 cutscenes from Transformers Rise. The scenes were fully voiced, but they are mostly images with narration logs talking over them. It's unknown whether these images were concept art stand-ins for the unfinished scenes or that style that the game is going to be going for. The 2 cutscenes also give a small glimpse into the story. The plot supposedly involves some kind of nanomachine virus being unleashed on Earth, which involves Autobots, Decepticons, and humans working alongside each other as they fight what are essentially robot zombies. DPZ Luna also stated that these cutscenes were likely recorded in the past year, which means that the game is probably not cancelled. And this is awesome news, because it means that all of the updates and patience for this game haven't been in vain. We've literally been waiting on this thing since it leaked in 2017, and just to hear that it's actually real and has cutscenes, it proves to be great news. My only concern is if these so-called cutscenes that were leaked represent the final version we see in the game. I'm one of those people who prefers full-on cinematically driven cutscenes, or at least in-game cutscenes. Still screens just scream arcadey and something you would see in a mobile game. But then again, these could just be cutscenes that you get mid-mission and don't require a lot. Just the usual dialogue of someone like Optimus Prime, who is giving the player instructions on where to go next. Either way, this is a step in the right direction and a relief that we're actually getting something. Another thing that was mentioned in regards to these cutscenes is that Optimus was being voiced by industry veteran John Bailey, but he was a temporary stand-in who provided references for Peter Cullen himself. And it might sound like deja vu to those who follow these sort of things, right? Because you may remember Peter Cullen, aka G1 Optimus Prime himself, saying that he was initially replaced as the character by another voice actor. He mentioned that he basically had to come in and re-record his lines in the same cadence as the person Paramount originally had for Optimus Prime. He didn't say who he was referring to, but a lot of fans suspected that he was referring to John Bailey. He occasionally does Optimus on smaller projects such as Transformers Combiner Wars, and apparently Paramount and Hasbro were stealthily trying to hand him the mantle in the new line of TF films such as Bumblebee. Fast forward to this news and it seems like history is sort of repeating itself, but not in a way that makes it look like Certain Affinity was trying to do the same thing and replace Peter Cullen as Optimus before ultimately bringing him back. I think it's because John does a decent job of impersonating Cullen's voice and overall cadence, and he probably works well as a reference performer. Like, what's not to say Peter Cullen was super busy voice recording for Rise of the Beast, so they got John Bailey as a stand-in. And once Peter's done with his movie role, he'll come back and just redo the lines for Optimus in this upcoming game. See what I'm saying? But anyways, since we're on the topic of Rise of the Beast, I know a lot of you are probably wondering on if this game will serve as a movie tie-in. The game shares a similar name with the exception of the Beast aspect, so it sort of feels like it will be somewhat riding the coattails of the movie's marketing, which is a smart move to make, but also something that'll make some fans apprehensive to pick it up. If I remember, the last movie tie-in TF game we had was none other than Transformers Rise of the Darkspark, and that game was an absolute nightmare to play. And I find it ironic that it featured the word Rise in it. And now we're getting a new possible movie tie-in game with a similar name. But this new project could be a standalone game that does its own thing. According to DPZ Luna, the game has many 3D models which aren't exclusive to one continuity, showing one model that appears to be inspired by the Armada version of Red Alert. That's a toy line from the early 2000s, and it may suggest that the game will feature that kind of multiverse storytelling that we've been getting a lot nowadays, but that's been a thing in Transformers for decades now. As mentioned earlier, the plot supposedly involves around some kind of nanomachine virus being unleashed on Earth, and it'll involve some kind of robot zombies. And anytime you hear the word robot zombies, then you know they're gonna include the big evil planet consumer himself, Unicron. There's already word going around that he's going to be in this game, and he'll most likely be the reason why so many robots have suddenly been zombified. If you've been following the news on this game, you know that it's been referred to as a free-to-play online MMO. So my guess is that our boy Unicron is going to come in the form of a big raid boss battle. Like, I can see myself in a team of high-level players fighting an endless wave of Dark Energon zombies before we go head up with the bringer of chaos himself. That's something that we haven't seen in a Transformers game in quite a while. Like, I think the last big Unicron battle was in 2004's Transformers PS2, also known as Transformers Armada, Prelude to Energon. But anyways, it's important to point out that this game has yet to be announced. Unlike the movie, which was announced but has been radio silent. Like, we know for sure that the movie is coming out, it's just been slow on the marketing side of things. With Transformers Rise, however, it's still up in the air if this thing will ever come out. But on the bright side, it seems like the developers at Certain Affinity are throwing out hints that confirm that they are moving full speed ahead with the game's development. Now mind you, they're most likely on a NDA, so they can't say much, but they occasionally answer certain questions without flat out saying that the project is still a go. One example would have to be when the CEO of Certain Affinity followed the leaker DPZ Luna on Twitter shortly before unfollowing him. So yeah, everything seems to be on the up and up. I have a nagging suspicion that we'll see an official announcement around December. It's already been rumored that Paramount and Hasbro will be starting marketing for Rise of the Beast around the holidays, and knowing them, they'll more than likely piggyback off of it with TF Rise. But anyways guys, that's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I'd appreciate it if you liked or disliked the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you shared it with all your friends and followers on all social media platforms. Sharing really makes a difference. But once again, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.